this is Phil from TC Games. Big round of applause, please. Thank you. A Sunday evening round of applause.
Yeah.
This is our last session on the stage, everybody. And it's going to be a fun one. This is good. Explain to us what we're about to see.
So we get to see Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. We want to show you some cool characters. We want to show you the open world, talk a bit about this game, and why we're really excited to do it, basically.
Excellent. So let's take a seat. I think this is your controller over here.
It is.
So you were explaining to me that first of all we're going to take a little look at the open world and then maybe some of the characters that you've got. I mean, there's tons, right?
Yeah, huge amount. So we'll start off by literally bringing up the character grid. This isn't the final grid.
This hurts my eyes, man. There's so many options.
There are a few here. So we've unlocked a few for this demo. Talk about some of the various characters and also some of the cool things we want to do for this game.
Yeah.
So we've got some really kind of quirky characters in. We've got Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Noir.
We've already gone way past my Marvel knowledge, so that was good. On about the second or third character there.
Okay, so, I mean, we really wanted a cool list. The reason we've got multiple versions of Spider-Man is because basically they all exist in the story. The story is all about time travel. Our big bad guy is a guy called Kang.
Okay.
And he's pulling these locations out of time and space to build Chronopolis.
Okay.
And Chronopolis is our open world.
Nice.
So what I'll do is if we run straight out, we'll be able to show you a bit of Chronopolis.
So this is a way for you to have your cake and eat it in a Lego game style, do you know?
Yeah, very much so.
Put everybody in and have them all be part of the same kind of narrative.
This is the labour of love from the team. It was like we get to go back to do a sequel to Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah.
Let's just go crazy and do what we want. So the team basically had the idea of let's just add everything. It'll be really fun. Cool. So we're in Chronopolis. So I've just left Avengers Mansion. If I switch to someone like Star-Lord, we can have a little bit of a fly around.
Oh man, okay.
So yeah, Chronopolis as an open world is very different to anything we've done previously.
Right.
All of these locations have been kind of wedged together. So if we look on the left-hand side, we have a section of Wakanda there from Black Panther.
Okay.
Man-Thing Swamp. That's the Statue of Liberty, but it's actually Kang on it, so it's
right,
Kang's Statue of Liberty.
Because he's changed time.
Exactly. He wants to make his own world and his own thing. You may see it's medieval England. This is a big castle over there. If I go over there, it actually starts raining because it's always rainy in England.
That's too realistic.
Sorry. Out the back, we have like Asgard and Sakaar. We've got the pyramids of ancient Egypt.
Wow.
Actually, if I just dive down as well.
This is what got me when I saw this last time, actually. Yeah.
Here we have Lemuria.
Yeah.
And we want this place to just be really full of quests, locations, things to do. So there'll be characters you interact with. So if I go somewhere like ancient Egypt, you'll meet the ancient Egyptian version of the Avengers, for example.
Right.
And really kind of cool kind of setups. If I go to somewhere like... so this area here is a bit of Manhattan, but it's actually from Noir Spider-Man. So as you go in, all the kind of lighting changes, it turns into kind of like a noir environment. But you'll see around everywhere else is still different.
Oh man,
and we really wanted it to kind of, each location to feel really unique.
Yeah,
and a reason to keep exploring. So you keep coming back here when you're going in and out of story missions. But we really wanted something that felt really rich, that you'll keep want to see everything you can.
It's crazy. It's like if someone designed like just a fantasy theme park with all of the cool Marvel stuff in it that it's got that feel of just these zones. I can go over here. I can experience this reality. That's amazing.
We have a Lego Sphinx. Fixes the problem. There is no nose in the minifigure, so that kind of solves that issue.
Nice.
And if I actually bring up the map, it kind of gives you a bit of an idea of the scale of things. So we've got Egypt, Noir, Hala, the Old West. So we have Old West versions of characters as well. So I'll show you those in a moment.
Nice.
And if I go up a level as well, we've got things like Nowhere. So you can actually fly all the way up to Nowhere, the kind of floating celestial head from Guardians.
Right, okay.
And you can go there, there's things to explore, and then you can dive back down through the cloud line and really kind of, like I say, we wanted this to feel very different to anything you've seen
super
previously.
Ambitious, man.
Yeah, and this was it. We kind of dropped kind of PlayStation, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 so that we can really push like the tech. And so we wanted it to go, okay, what can we do on PlayStation 4 that we couldn't have done previously? Let's do something that's really, really cool. Have this massive open world, loads of things going on, and then do some really cool and fun things that only we really can do in a Lego game.
Yeah, of course.
So Star-Lord, for example, if you press and hold the circle button, so he's then had a little bit of a boogie, and you can actually use it as a combat move. So he has a bit of a dance, and you can use it to take out multiple enemies.
Oh, the thing that always gets me is not only the kind of the depth of the characters that you can play in these games, but then the little touches like this that you guys managed to put in for every single one of them.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's just testament to the team. We are massive Marvel fans in the office, so when we have someone like Spider-Gwen, we'll go, okay, well, what makes this character cool? So she's a drummer in the Mary Janes, so you can actually bring out the drum kit. If you don't know who the character is, it's just kind of like a cool combat move you can do. If you know the character, you know where it comes from. And we really want something that feels really authentic Marvel world. But, of course, the Lego version of it, so let's have some fun with it. Let's do some things that only we can do.
I did not realise that spider swinging was going to be a thing in the open world either. That's cool.
Don't ask me what the web attaches to. So yeah, some of the other characters as well. So I mentioned the kind of the nature of the time travel.
Yeah.
We have some really quirky ones in there. So this is Green Skin Smash Troll.
Okay.
So it's Hulk from medieval England.
Right, okay.
I'm a bit jealous of the facial hair. I think I need the pair of mutton chops myself.
That is never happening for me, I'm afraid.
We've also got some other people. So Lockjaw from the Inhumans.
Right.
And the team, like I say, the team do a brilliant job of kind of bringing these characters to life. So even things like the idle animations, if you leave him, he falls asleep.
Okay.
And of course he has a little bit of a dream. So I spend an awful lot of time just kind of seeing what all the characters can do.
That's amazing.
And with all the kind of like the nature of the game, it's not just about doing things that are modern. We get to kind of dig into the lore of Marvel, do some really old things as well. So we have things like there is Jane, the Foster version of Thor, and she features in the story. But then we have Throg.
You're going to have to give me some context here.
It's a frog with Mjolnir. And these are things that do exist within the Marvel world. They are kind of characters that have been done in the past.
There are a lot of cul-de-sacs in the Marvel world, aren't there?
Some very cool ones. One of the cool characters as well that we've actually managed to add for this game, we worked really closely with Marvel for years. We have this guy. It's Carnum.
Okay.
So Carnage and Venom are being experimented on as part of the story.
Oh, okay.
And the two of them get fused together to create Carnum. So
this is your own creation?
Yep, this is an original creation from TT that we worked with Marvel to go, let's do something really cool. Let's do something that we can do in this game. And that kind of idea that, you know what, maybe this character ends up as part of the Marvel world is just, I think, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, of course.
Something we kind of like never really expected when we kind of go on these journeys and we talk with Marvel and go, actually, we can do some very, very cool things here.
Oh, it's amazing to have the freedom to do that. That's awesome.
Cool.
And what's he... So he's just got the abilities of both, everything you'd expect, super strength, swinging ability.
Yeah, so he's actually a boss character as well. So as part of the story, you actually get to fight against Carnum. He has another form, and that's all I'm going to say. Something happens during the boss fight, and he changes.
Okay, does he get smaller and weaker? Is that
yeah, let's go with that. So, yeah, things change, and he becomes very intimidating.
Awesome.
And so that's really fun as well. Cool. So that's a bit of a glimpse at some of the characters that we've got. Like I say, so it's a huge roster. And of course, we still have things like these silhouetted characters at the bottom. Character customizer.
Okay.
So you can really go in and go into a lot of depth this time. So you can change up the character. You can go, right, I want these abilities. I want these passive abilities. I want the character to look in this way and really make your own person.
Yeah.
And
like...
So this is another one that does exist within Marvel.
Right, okay.
So this is Spider-Ham. So he was another cool addition the team wanted to add in. So some really cool ones.
That's beautiful.
So that's a little bit of Chronopolis. We actually have another part of the demo as well. So what I want to do is jump into one of the levels that we've got. So we actually have one level playable on the show floor, which is the very first level of the game. It's the prologue that takes place, the kind of very first thing. And if you finish the first game, there's a post-credits cutscene where the Guardians of the Galaxy arrive on Earth.
Right.
And they say, we're here. And Nick Fury's like, oh, no, it's fine, we're sorted. And you're like, no, that's not why we're here. And this now picks up from there.
Did you know, or did you just do that for a laugh and then?
No, we knew we wanted to come back.
Right.
So the kind of the detailed ins and outs of the story we were still working on, but we knew we were going to come back. We knew we wanted to do something different.
That's
and
cool.
Finally, it's been 4 years. We now get to go, this is what we meant.
Man, that's awesome.
Excellent. So I'll load into the level. It's Certain Doom.
Right.
The team love a play on words.
Excellent. I would expect nothing less.
And we have these cutscenes in the game, so anytime you're kind of loading into a level, J. Jonah Jameson kind of is giving you an update on what things are happening, and it kind of keeps you up to speed with things. But what I'll do is, if I skip this one, and we'll be able to go straight into the kind of actual cutscene of the level.
Cool.
My king. The kingdom is lost. Our forces scattered. Enough! This destruction was brought about by those fools, the Warriors 3, defying Kang. We had a deal.
Odin, I still know not why thou made such a pact.
Brother! I mean, son. You're alive.
Father, what is this madness?
Thor, is it really you?
Oh, Father!
Heimdall!
Heimdall! Loki, how? We banished you into the abyss.
Kang plucked me from that demise. With his help, I sent Father on a fool's errand to find you after Manhattan was lost an age ago, leaving me to finally take my rightful place on the throne.
Thor! It's coming down!
As Guardians, finally I will exact my vengeance.
Surtur, foul beast!
I'm going to take your
So this is our boss encounter against Surtur. So this is the 7th level of the game. It takes place on Asgard. And this is kind of like one of the things where we get to show we're doing things a bit different from boss encounters, but also just the goons themselves. So any enemies you come across, we have different types at different parts of the story. So you might come across an enemy who is carrying a shield or something. So if you sit there with someone like Star-Lord just shooting away, he's just going to block it all day long. So you have to think of a different way to get through from a combat point of view. So we have certain things like you might need to use Star-Lord's gravity mines, and you use that to lift them off the ground.
Right.
So we wanted to kind of up the ante with the combat as well. So with this boss encounter, we need to figure out a way to defeat Surtur. He's covered in fire, so a good thing might be to use water. So if I do something like take out Loki's chest, we can use that to put the flames out, as long as I don't get destroyed.
So the elemental kind of side of the character's powers is going to be important for this boss battle. That's what I'm picking up here.
Yeah, very much so. And that's something throughout the game. We want to kind of like that have really intuitive. Okay, I have something like water or ice. I can use it to put fire out.
Right.
Or
gotcha.
I have lightning, electricity. I can use it to charge something up.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes it hopefully very intuitive for people, so they know what they can interact with. And then, of course, the puzzles get a little bit more complicated as we go into the free play elements. So as you're kind of exploring, you want to find all the various bits and all the secrets, unlock all the characters. That's when we kind of dig into, okay, this is where it gets a bit trickier. And this is probably one of the largest games we've ever made. It really is a huge title. We wanted loads of cool content, loads of cool things to do, so that people are going to keep coming back. And not only from the story point of view in the free play, we actually have a 4-player competitive mode in this game.
Okay.
So that's something that's brand new for LEGO Marvel Superheroes. We wanted to do it so people keep coming back and they keep having fun with it. And it kind of answers the age-old question of who's going to win in a fight versus Captain America versus Spider-Man. Now you get to kind of play this multiplayer mode, and it's where it's 4-player. You can do 2v2, all on all, 3v1. Kind of really mix and match.
What are you doing here? You're using electricity powers to charge something?
Yeah, so Thor and Thor Jane Foster both have the ability to kind of cool down lightning. So you press an odd circle and you charge up.
Okay.
And I've just used it to kind of charge up that switch. And we now have this handily placed water barrel dispenser.
Nice.
Which is just what we needed for this boss fight. Whoever decided to leave that there, good work. So what we do is we pick them up. Any character that's got super strength, so we'll use Thor. And then we have to throw them at Surtur, and we have to hit him a couple more times. Above him, we actually have a health bar, which is also something new for this title. We have boss encounters which are kind of a bit more complicated than we've had in the past.
Right.
And as such, we have things like health bars, just to kind of give the player an indication of how well they're doing.
There is a lot going on. It's good to have that kind of indication, isn't it?
So now that we've been throwing water at him, Surtur is now going to come up to us, and we're going to go toe-to-toe.
Nice.
And this boss fight actually, we have it so that it's more dynamic as well. So as you're kind of attacking, if you're constantly doing short-range melee attacks, he'll do attacks to knock you back.
Okay.
If you're constantly hitting him with ranged attacks, he'll start blocking them.
Right.
So the idea is we want players to kind of be able to mix and match and go, okay, what's the best way to defeat him? What are the best moves I can use? And then if you're kind of a younger gamer, you'll still be able to get through it. But if you want to try and get the best results, if you want to try and go, right, I want to save my star total, I want to try and do everything I possibly can to kind of get true hero, then you need to kind of mix and match. You need to kind of look at what he's doing, avoid his attacks, really kind of dip in and out.
And adapt.
So it's also with these boss fights as well, because of the nature of being able to say this is the kind of first true next gen kind of Lego Marvel experience. They are much bigger. The team have gone to town with them. Huge amount of enemies on the screen at once. Some really cool things going on, and then some of the other levels as well. There's some like really incredible things in there that we're really kind of at that point where we want to show more and more and more. So we've got some really cool things in there, and some things that I think people are going to be very surprised that we managed to be able to include. So with the way the story plays out, we have things like the ability to do branching stories.
Oh, wow.
So there'll be a point where you get to pick, okay, I either want to follow this team or that team, and you'll play out the level and see what happens.
Oh, dude.
Cool. So what I'm going to do now is Captain America has the ability. So what he can do is he can throw his shield, so like you see in the films.
Yeah.
And we're going to look for that ricochet point. So if I just basically move the cursor over and throw it.
Attack.
Just got taken out at the last minute. So this is going to send it hurtling along.
Very accurately done.
And we're actually calling in a little bit of help from someone. So this is Gwenpool.
Okay.
So Gwenpool's a really important character in the game. We've done away with red bricks. We now have pink bricks. They're all Gwenpool themed.
Right.
And there's actually Gwenpool levels that she'll narrate what's going on. So she's like a really cool character, and she can talk to the player because she kind of breaks that fourth wall.
Right.
And having her kind of being really important within not just the story but the whole game, it's loads of fun.
Nice.
She's a really cool character. She actually has an ability to pull out her mobile phone and take selfies.
Right. Okay.
So
Very
you can
important.
hold it up and you can sit there, take a selfie. You can pick which filter you want, and then you can use those pictures around the kind of open world and things. You can put them on billboards. So you go up and go, I've just taken a really cool picture. It's kind of me and She-Hulk, and we're just kind of chilling out. So you take this picture, and then you use that to kind of decorate the world to make it your own.
That's wicked.
And of course, we have quests revolving around it as well. So like I say, we really wanted to go big on this game. We know that there was a lot of fans of the first title. Particularly in our office. I mean, we love making these games. And like I say, we genuinely have Marvel fans. So when we get to come back, we were like, okay, there's certain things we're going to have to include. This needs to be there, that needs to be there. And then also just kind of reworking what you'd expect from a Lego game as well.
Yeah, of course. He's tough, man.
He is, which is a good thing. So what we need to do, once we take his life down a little bit more, it will then play the outro cutscene. So it's interesting when we kind of be able to get to show these games at kind of events like this. We love to kind of see what players like, what they dislike, and also just what characters they like as well, who they want to see in the game.
Have you been hovering over people's shoulders as they've been playing on the stand?
Oh yeah, at one point I was actually over there playing it.
Right, okay.
Nice teamwork.
Aye. See, brother, when we unite forces, brother.
He snuck out on us.
Families. Heimdall, thank the World Tree you survived.
Mere rocks won't break me.
We have much to discuss, and we require your aid locating shards of the Nexus.
Curious. Loki was asking of the same.
Then go with them. I will keep vigil here should Surtur return.
You make a most worthy Thor.
Let's regroup back in Manhattan.
Finally! I've always wanted to visit Broadway.
So the team have gone to town on the script as well. So an original story means we get to write some really, really silly lines. So there's
awesome.
lots of that throughout the game.
That is brilliant. Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for coming to show us. I do want to ask, actually, my only question is, you were talking about being excited to bring it out to everybody. When can we play it? When is it out?
So it's actually November 17th in the UK. So yeah, not long now.
Not long to wait.
It's very busy in the office at the moment.
Yeah,
but we're really
I bet.
excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's November 17th. Will be available.
The perfect Christmas game.
Something like that.
Well, look, thanks so much for showing. Everybody, show your appreciation to Phil from TT Games for coming to show us Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.